Hello, YouTube. We are on live now. My name is Tali. I'm a facilitator here in Talking Talk. Talking Talk is a platform where we can practice idioms like English, Spanish, and French. It's not a class. I'm not a teacher. I won't correct anyone. I'm here just to practice idioms and facilitate the conversation. I'm a student I'm a student facilitator. I'm not a teacher. So, Luis Carlos, continue. What you were talking. Sorry.
Well, we were talking about domestic violence against women, and there's a project of law here in my city that they are trying to make public the profile of the aggressors, because if one guy makes a hateful crime against woman, uh, this guy will have a public profile show his crime, although and I think that's very useful for women who who want to know more about your partner, and
Mhm.
because nowadays you have so many layers of app, date apps, and sometimes you can avoid date with a man who has a background violence.
There is a tool you can, I forgot the name now, but it's a tool that uses AI to search on public data about if you are using Tinder, for example. This tool looks for the, like Jus Brasil, né? Looks in the data to see if this guy has criminal past. There is a tool that do that. You pay, I think, 9 reals to do that for
Oh,
for 10 checks. Very
that's
interesting.
very dangerous situation, because you don't know with who, who you are talking. Sometimes you don't have uh, this this security priority when you are knowing a new people. I don't know. I never use it date apps because I'm very old, So, I think nowadays it's very difficult to identify some strange patterns, because everyone can sell. I sometimes I like to think that social media apps, since Instagram, since LinkedIn, maybe these date apps, they are just like a sell page, because you are selling yourself.
Yeah,
You are selling your well, on LinkedIn you are selling your workforce, what you can do, what you can
your
prove to
data.
your data, what you can prove to the company, and on Instagram you are selling your lifestyle, how people want to what you want that people know from you, and dates apps. I think that's the same. You are selling, but we can buy a lot of junk fix, and we can buy a lot of trash fix.
Yeah, I know.
So I think that we can people who only know people through apps is very dangerous. So I think that every new tool that protects yourself is very important.
Yeah. So that's why I'm continuing motivating my job because it's my non-profit organization. I'm the CEO of that, the director. I get the resource to do the project. I design the projects with a team, things like that. It's difficult to get money with that. Não vou mentir, né? But I think so something that makes us happy, you know. It's not like I'm just work to make investors more rich, you know.
Yes, looking for resources is very painful for a lot of projects, but it's a easy way,
It's a way.
is a
Yeah.
way, and important to align our values with what we believe to make a, a, a meaningful job, uh, a meaningful life. I do believe,
Yeah.
because it's very sad when you work without some meaning to your life. You are just for
Money.
money or
Money, but you
work.
sacrifice your mind, you get stressed, you sacrifice a lot of things.
Yes, and sometimes you can realize I am work for me or just to impress the others, you know?
Mhm.
So I am just working for what? What's the reason? What's the purpose of all this overwhelming, all this lack of sleep, all of this overwhelmed life, So I do believe that find meaningful uh, uh, a meaningful way to life is very very important. And when you find, like you said, like you are doing, help other people is very important because helping other people is great nowadays that everyone is so disconnected
Yeah.
real with uh, everyone is connected. We are missing real connections with real people, with the real you.
And I really believe and like the philosophy of the open source technologies. Um, the last BRICS, né, that occurred, I know the countries from the BRICS were talking about creating a big generative AI open source in collaboration with the countries, né, of BRICS. I think it's a very good idea to
I
create
think
open source in part. The countries in BRICS in partnership develop a big open source AI where they can adapt for their reality. I think it's very good idea.
it's a very good idea, but I do believe that open source is like a new model of anarchy for if you look from the big techs, they hated this kind of things. Uh, this would be a great idea. This will be a great milestone for everyone if he turn real. And but nowadays I think that generative AI is gold, and the countries that developing now, like USA and China. Uh, I don't know. I think that they will probably they will put barriers to stop this kind of initiative, because
I remember Trump wanted when Trump is wanted to investigate the pixels. I become oh my god, that's true.
I was reading about this news this morning, and I couldn't understand. It's real that they want to.
Yeah, because
Investigating our
they
pics?
want to defend the WhatsApp paying system, and they are Trump is telling that Pix is concorrência desleal with the private sector. Because in United States, but they don't have yeah thing like Pix, né? They do the transfers because it was created for a private corporation.
I
The
have a
banking
good,
the banking system in Brazil is very advanced.
very, 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 very.
Compared to
Uh,
other countries, the banking system in Brazil is very advanced.
yes, I work. I have a lot of friends who work in banks in this IT area, and Brazil is very, very ahead from the others because we have a lot of bank robbers here. We have a lot of gulps every time. So our our guys are amazing, you know. And about peaks, uh, you know, uh, don't mess with peaks, you know. Don't mess with our peaks. Our peaks is amazing, you know.
Yeah.
Whoa, I think that was a joke, but I didn't know that was serious
It's a
issue.
colonization. It's the mind of the colonization, if you think about. We don't
Uh,
want you to create your tools because we want you to pay for our American tools. It's like it's the colonization mind, if you think about.
well, this year was the most crazy year in the world, you know. Well, I think that there's a very I hate politics a little bit because I am an old. I don't believe in change through politics. I just believe in change through the people. And these wars, financial wars, trade wars, always explode for the weak side. In this side, we Latins, we are from the South America. We from the poor people,
Yeah.
always always getting worse for us, people who just want to live their lives, but now you have so many layers of problems, that's very, very sad. Trump is
I think
crazy.
we always had problems with that, but because of the internet, because everything is hyper connected. In 30 minutes, 10 minutes in social media, we know that it is starting a war in Oriente Médio. So
Yes, yeah.
I think the amount of disgrace didn't change a lot, but the information came fast. And it looked like the problems become bigger. But the information makes that because we need to remember that engagement makes money for companies.
Yes, 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 totally.
Wherever we decide, engagement makes money for the companies.
Yes, yes, yes. And this is kind of thing that I wanna be a part,
Mm.
I want to split this from my life, So it's a very interesting thing because I do believe, like a human being, like a biological animal, that our brain is not prepared to read that amount enormous of
Totally,
bad news or news every time. Even where good news, our brain was not prepared, uh,
totally.
to to. Uh, I
Our
was
balance
talking.
no go.
I was talking with my friend yesterday about this concept that young people are using now, that is low life, you know. And we realized that we had a slow life when we were children and teenager because you could wake up, have your breakfast, you know, go to school, back to the lunch, make your homework, and take and get around with your parents, you know.
Mhm.
The life was so much simpler. It was so much incredible, you know, because of this concept that everyone is looking again. A slow life, you know. Uh, for instance, uh, about phone calls. Phone calls, you had some phone calls during the day. If you receive a phone call in the night or the beginning of the morning, was a tragedy. Someone died, someone is in the hospital, or some kind of accident. Nowadays, no, your friends are send message to you 2 a.m. My friends that are very drunk people, they they are calling you every time, so you never disconnect. You are sleeping, but you know when you wake up, there's a lot of things to do, you know. So okay, you can change your behavior, like uh okay, I will just grab my phone after 7 a.m. But you know that after 7 a.m. we will have a lot of things, you know. And I think this concept of slow life will will be back again.
I think the slow life you are telling, it's the true life in special because how can I say? I like to meditate in a park to observe the nature and meditate, né? Near my apartment. Um, when you look and observe the nature, the animals, the plants, they have a velocity for changing. They, the things are always changing, but they have a specific velocity of that. That's different from the velocity of the internet. Our brain, our biological body came from there, came from the earth, for our species, mammals that lived in a forest, né, with the other animals, that lives in that velocity of change, I can say. We, with these settings that came from that, our brain is adapted for these settings of velocity, like the nature do. It's different from the velocity of the internet, from the technology, from the social media. I think that's why, my opinion, okay, for example, so many people has anxious nowadays. I'm not against medicine or others, but meditate, for example, sometimes can help you. Just to decelerate the mind helps you a lot with anxious, with a lot of things. And decelerate the mind is exactly stop this accelerate words, né, because technology, and return to the true, and the original time of your brain that came from the velocity of the changes of the nature.
Yes, yes.
So this is my vision.
You are talking about the speed of the things. I was wondering these days about the social time about technology.
Mm.
How is brutal for people who don't have access to technologies. Uh, we are in the middle of the AI arising in our world, you know. So I was thinking about supermarket. Another example from supermarket. Uh, we are seeing the number of the self checkout, uh,
Mhm.
self rising, and that people who works in supermarket. Uh, I forget the name of the people who works in the caixa.
The seller? No.
Não,
I think
não, o caixa do mercado. Eu esqueci o nome do.
there is a name in English.
There is like cashier, só que I don't think it's cashier. I don't know with 100%. And people who don't have access to learn a new language, for instance, a programming language, people who don't have access to know about technology, to study about technology, these people will be uh, just just replace for the machine, and they have their lives, they need to work, you know. And I think that if you would possible, always think about the impact of the rise of technology and human labor, because it's very, very sad when you have a lot of people replaced by machine, you
Yeah,
know.
but Carlos, a machine that sells products usually just a supermarket will have money to pay for that. If you think it's mercado de bairro, né, that it has a family that they care, it's small owners, né? It's a small business. É negócio de bairro, né? It won't be replaced for a machine because they don't have money to pay for one. I think this specific case will happen more with big supermarkets because they have money to replace the seller. But if you start, for example, buying more from small markets, I always try, and I always prefer to buy things from small ones to help the bairro, to, 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 to melhorar, né? To make the money circulate with around us. Don't send it to investors, for example.
Yes, yes, I do believe in this behavior. Me and my wife had a strong political years that we, once a week at least, we buy our dinner from our neighborhood, because we have a lot of small business here who sells food, delicious food, by the way. Yesterday we bought our dinner from our favorite espetinho in the neighborhood. So it's very, very important because in this in this space, uh in this rhythm we are going, we will be hostage of the apps,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
probably not, but I think there's a serious risk to all the physical local business closed by apps.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Mm.
it's a crime. It's a crime because we need to connect with others every time, or the maximum possible. Real connection is important. And for instance, the price of iFood, you know, is
It's
very,
higher.
very, is very, 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 very high, and a lot of people esqueci como fala acostumar. A lot of people are using forgot how to buy food, going to the place and get your own food, and that
Mhm.
is much more cheap than you buy food every time.
I know some restaurants, they create an account in iFood to start doing the first sellers, and they prepare the meal and they bring a pamphlet, né? They put a pamphlet with the direct contacts of the restaurant for people to by WhatsApp in general, for people to ask the directly for them without iFood because it's cheaper.
Yes, 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 much more. And for instance, Uber, very expensive as well,
Yeah,
So yeah, so our life is going through app. App are uh, apps are defining deciding what uh, we want. The algorithm is showing the possibilities, the recommendation algorithm
totally.
is is drowning us in a deep sea of bad comfort, to a lazy state of mind, you know. You can't think anymore, or very strange times.
Yeah, I agree with you that people has difficult nowadays to, for example, research a term in Google,
Yeah,
research something in internet. They ask the question in social media, wanted you to respond, but it's much more simple if they just research for that.
yes, yes. And people don't have more patience to search, to make researches. Well, when I was a kid, a teenager, I needed to go to a library. I need to choose a book.
Yeah,
And, well, to be more honest, in my house we had encyclopedia. We had, but you need to go to the shelf, choose, find, and then write by your own
yeah,
own, so by your own, and by yourself. And there's a lot of efforts and time that you search, and nowadays you have the GPT thing. Yes, and we are seeing these things right now.
yeah, that's true. But I think doing the course of mechanical will be a very good idea.
Yes, yes, yes. And I realized it, I think a few days ago, because I always was think about people who work in office environments. Because nowadays, every task, uh, at least the basic ones, is totally automatized, And you have a lot of people who work with that, and AI won't, won't be stopped in the future, And the corporative world right now is so bad, still sucks a lot. The cooperative environment that will be worse in the future because you will have more competition with the people. You have more layers of soft skills, to
Yeah,
puxar saco. So I was thinking what it can do alone, not alone, but without. computer screen 8 hours per day, you know? And I think, well, I think that I can work with a mechanic, you know, a small mechanic, for, you
You
know,
can work with a small mechanic and have it start doing for some clients. These clients will
yes,
send you the orders. There isn't algorithms, you know. The
yes,
best recommendation is the boca a boca in
exactly.
your
And
neighborhood, and you have your money
yes,
every month. You don't need
I
to be.
I don't have this dream of be a rich middle class man, you know. I don't have this dream of to have a big house with a luxury life. I don't have this dream. I think that's is so silly, you know. And
Mhm.
I think that uh, I was wondering how would be my day in a garage. In my garage, I will work with jazz music, you know, with sunlight coming and the hearing the streets, talk with different kind of people, you know, unpolite people, polite people, but real people, you know, facing some challenges. So I think that will be a new journey of my life that I want started now, and I will study and try opportunities during the next 5 years.
Yeah, you
And
are planting a seed
yes, 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 yes,
for the
and
future. You don't need anymore to be in front of a screen.
yes, 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 and don't talk about numbers because I work with data, you know.
Mhm.
So it's a endless routine that whoa, everyone sees the data, nobody take a decision. Every week, for instance, Monday it's a dashboard. Tuesday is market numbers. Everyone know what's happening, you know, but
Mhm.
no one takes a direction, an action. No one wants to change process, and for me, it's a waste of life, you know. So you take a lot of efforts and you're in the what's the purpose of this? Okay, your salary is coming, your income is okay, but for me it is not more important anymore. You know, if I was more younger, yes, this would be very okay, but nowadays no, no.
And if you become a very good mechanic, I think you can be paid. I think if you want to become rich, but you can be well paid too.
Yes, let
I'm a very
I
good
will
mechanic.
I will try. I am excellent at making bad choices.
Yeah. I don't know if I leave technology, I would probably wanted to work with reforestation. I know profit about reforestation. Something like that.
Yes,
Plant seeds of trees. But again,
yeah.
it's the same problem of taking resources.
Yes, it's a future plans for analog life.
Yeah, we need to enjoy the life.
Yes, yes, yes.
Life is not just being in front of a screen and working and get
So
stressed with the manager.
yes, yes, yes. Pretty cool.
So the subject I prepared for today was about pop culture, but it's not a problem if you don't talk about the subject because the important thing is to have a conversation wherever the subject is.
So the next Thursday, let's talk about the pop culture. It's a cool subject as well.
Because for the next one, I don't know what I have prepared.
Let's use this the next one. Let's talk about pop culture.
Okay, it's because the next encounter, I prepared all the subjects of the month in anticipated. Let me just see what I put here. I can change pop culture, but let me just see. Uh, okay, ethnics and philosophy. We can change with pop culture, okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's we can switch this.
Okay.
That's cool.
So, Luis Carlos, okay, let me finish the transmission first. So everyone, thanks for your presence. Thanks for people for YouTube. I'm going to finish the transmission now. Okay, let's